Our food choices are the most powerful way we can lower our very precious water footprint. Of all the water on this earth, only 1% is drinkable water, fresh water. The rest is salt water and ice. And all nutrients come from the sun and the soil and the water it's needed to grow it. Right now there's 7.4 billion human beings on planet Earth, expected to grow to 12 billion by 2100. Even though the growing number of humans is a problem, what really is the problem is the growing number of humans eating animals. Because of the 70 billion factory farmed animals being raised every year for food, that is where the majority of our water is going. Here in the US, 55% of all the water we use doesn't go to our showers or our yards, it goes to our appetite for meat. The animals that we eat require a lot of water. They're very large animals, and they're also in very large quantities. Those animals require a lot of food. And that food requires a lot of water. It's estimated because of the water they drink and the food that they eat, it requires about 2,500 gallons of water for just 1 pound of beef. That makes eating something as simple as a hamburger one of the most water-intensive foods you can eat. If you're a family of 4, you use about 400 gallons of water just to shower and do your wash. But if everybody eats a hamburger, now you're up to 7,000 gallons of water a day. And this could be simply remedied by switching from a beef burger to a veggie burger. Veggie burgers today have all the taste and texture of an animal-based burger and an even more nutritional value than an animal does without the saturated fat and cholesterol. Eating nuggets from a chicken are 10 times more water intrusive than if you ate the same nuggets from a plant. Plant-based products have the same texture, the same taste, but less calories, less water, less harmful substances. One of the worst water offenders is dairy. It's estimated it takes 1,000 gallons of water to create just 1 gallon of milk. Dairy cows eat hundreds of pounds of food a day to produce the milk that they need so we can have our cheese and our yogurt and our ice creams. If we switch to plant-based cheeses, which are amazingly tasting good these days, we would save a dramatic amount of water. And for those of you who think it's weird getting cheese from a plant, I beg to differ. I think it's much weirder getting cheese from a cow, something that we're not designed to drink from or eat from. Cows are not your mom, and they are definitely not your milk. The average fruit tree uses only about 50 gallons of water per pound of fruit. That is where we should be getting our nutrition from in the first place. That has all the nutrients and vitamins and mineral and antioxidants, and it's the simplest one for us to attain. Vegetables use even less water than fruit. Every one of your favorite foods can be made into a plant-based version of it without the use of water, amazing taste, and without an animal having to die. Imagine the repercussions of how much water we would save by giving up burgers, bacon, and nuggets. Everything is better when it comes from a plant instead of an animal. Not only is it better for us for water usage, but it's also better for our bodies. And there's nothing that we can't have, including ice cream. Now, if you're worried about where you're going to get your protein, you can stop right now. That's all a marketing hype. All nutrients, including protein, originate in plants. It starts through photosynthesis, and the plants create the amino acids to create the protein. We are the opposite design of an animal designed to eat meat. We do not need meat for protein. Our closest ancestors are big, strong apes. Some of the strongest animals on the planet have the same exact type of teeth as we do. If a horse or a gorilla or a rhinoceros or the cow you eat can get big and strong just with plants, so can we. As I said, we are the opposite design of a meat-eating animal. We are more of a frugivore, an animal designed to eat fruits and vegetables. All the nutrients, again, all the nutrients come from plants. Animal agriculture is not only using the majority of our water, it's destroying our planet in other ways. Former grazing lands are now becoming deserts because nothing will grow after livestock's been there year after year destroying the ground. The number one source of deforestation is animal agriculture, especially in the Amazon, where 1 acre a minute is being destroyed for animal agriculture. And let's not forget the feces. There is no outhouses for animals in animal factory farms.
To feed a person on an all-plant-based vegan diet for a year requires just 1/6 of an acre of land. To feed that same person on a vegetarian diet that includes eggs and dairy requires 3 times as much land. To feed an average U.S. citizen's high-consumption diet of meat, dairy, and eggs requires 18 times as much land. This is because you can produce 37,000 pounds of vegetables on 1.5 acres, but only 375 pounds of meat on that same plot of land. I also learned the comparison doesn't end with land use. A vegan diet produces half as much CO2 as an American omnivore, uses 1/11th the amount of fossil fuels, 1/13th the amount of water, and 1/18th of the amount of land. After adding this all up, I realized I had the choice every single day to save over 1,100 gallons of water, 45 pounds of grain, 30 square feet of forested land, the equivalent of 20 pounds of CO2, and one animal's life every single day.
The healthiest diet on the planet is a plant-only diet. Animals are not needed for any nutrition. And once we get animals off the menu, we can start saving not only our precious water, but we can save our personal health and we can save the health of our planet. The absolute best decision every human on planet Earth can make is that to become a vegan, someone who does not eat animals. All that will take is one single act.